Hey guys, what's up? My name is Justin or Prez. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. Today we're playing some NHL 21. We're getting so close to the end in NHL week here. We only have one more game to go after this, which is just crazy. We played all the old NHLs and we obviously play the newer ones, but we mostly played the old NHLs as we can. And now with every single one, that when we were done playing with the game and moving on to the next one, we have to uninstall the next one. So we're going to remove NHL 22. Now I have a full terabyte of storage left on my hard drive, which is great. Awesome. Full terabyte available. But anyways, we're going to jump into NHL 21 with Alex Ovechkin on the cover of NHL 21. Oh, man. What? Servers' outages happen once in a while. Sit tight, we were aware of the outage. That was weird. The game's still loading. But it told me it was out. Is Xbox Live out? No, Xbox Live is still going. That's weird. But anyways, yeah, Alex Ovechkin's on the cover of NHL 21. And I believe this was... Listen, this was a disappointing NHL for me and for a lot of people when it came down to it, because EA made promises when it came down to this game about the Be a Pro mode and where you could play for a certain amount of time. Thinking, well, we were under the impression as a community you can actually play in Europe for like a full year, right? Play in Europe for a full year, and this is a goalie. Okay, we can't do that. We can't do a goalie. Yeah, we were under the impressions that we could play a full year in Europe, and it turns out you only can play a tournament. And they removed a lot for is it Ottawa Senators? I guess it's Ottawa Senators, boys. But yeah, they removed a lot of other features that were in previous NHL games when it came down to be a pro, as you could play in the minor leagues, which is like the OHL and stuff like that. They took that out, and you only could play a tournament in that. So they added a feature, but also took one away, which is just classic EA. Like classic EA. Right, boys? Where like, oh yeah, you can play in Europe, but you only can play this tournament. Or you can play this tournament in the OHL. That's it. Where before in the OHL, you can actually play from the age of 15, and you can play until you're 18 and actually get drafted. That was a big feature. A lot of people loved that feature when it came down to be a pro. I quite liked it. I didn't do a series in it or anything like that. But I did play it off, like, I didn't record it or anything like that. I just played it. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I had a lot of fun just playing that, going through and playing a full year, or playing like full, like almost 4 years of in the OHL as a 15-year-old, and going up and get drafted and stuff like that. I love that process. But unfortunately took it out of the game. And they need to bring that back. And they need to make it where we can play multiple years in Europe, in my opinion. Because if they let us play multiple years in Europe in this game, that would have been massive. A lot of people would have had a lot of fun doing that, and actually maybe not as hated this game as much as they did. I think it's because like all the stuff that EA said, or they said, but they didn't really go into like full on details. They kind of just left it out there, like, hey, yeah, you can play in Europe. Yeah. And then you ask, like, And you ask EA like, how long? They're like, okay, yep. Like they didn't give us an answer. I think if they would have been upfront for us, oh my god, that was Bardowski's. I think if they gave us the answer up front, saying like, hey, you only can play the tournament. You only can play this tournament. That's about it with Europe. And have fun with it. We're like, okay, all right, we only can play your tournament. That sucks, but we can move on, right? I was actually, with this game, I was kind of like, I was really disappointed with this game when we discovered that. Like, that killed my mood for the game right away. Like, in the first episode, in the first episode of that game, of NHL 20, or 21, of this game, when we played it the first time, that was it for me. Like, that was it. That killed my mood for the entire year when it came down to this game. Like, I tell you guys right now, that killed me for the entire year of the game when it came down to motivation to actually record NHL be a pro in this game. Now, that kind of did for me for NHL 22, that we couldn't play a full year in Europe and stuff like that, and like all the stuff that EA kind of promised. They said, but they didn't really give us full details, right? Again, they didn't really give us full details. Like, just tell us up front. Like, if you're gonna put a feature in, and you're gonna put a half-baked feature in, just tell us, like, hey, this is a new feature. We're gonna try it out for this year. You only play the tournament. That's fine. That's fine. Then, if you would have told us up front, we would have been fine with it. But tell us after we bought the game, or show us after we bought the game. That's kind of classic EA. Actually, I'm really thinking about it now. That's classic EA when it comes down to it. Like, that is really classic EA. But you know what I mean? Like, if EA would have told us up front with this game, like, hey, you only can play like a tournament in Europe, new feature, we would have understand. We would have understand. Like, hey, yeah, okay, we understand. I only can play like the tournament in Europe and stuff like that. But on top of that, instead of like, okay, we're fine playing the tournament we're fine playing with the tournament in Europe, but they took out a feature, or they didn't take it out. They kept it in, but they freaking chopped it up in little bits and just left the extra bits. Oh my god, what a nasty goal. What a nasty goal. So, like, they just left the little bits in. Like, they just left a little bit in. They didn't put, like, the full... Like, if you're chopping up a tomato to put into your stew, or to put into something when you're cooking, and you chop up the entire potato, or an entire tomato into cubes, or whatever, how you slice your tomatoes. I don't know how you dice up your tomatoes, but you're just going to dice up the tomato, and you're only going to put, like, 2 or 3 pieces in of the entire tomato that you cut. That's what EA did with Be a Pro. They showed us the entire tomato, but they only put 2 or 3 bits in. That's the best analogy I can actually come up with when it come down to this Be a Pro. Like, that was the best thing I can do. Or imagine it getting a 10-inch or not a 10-inch, a 10-ounce ribeye steak. 10-ounce ribeye steak. And the thing looks damn good. And they only give you... They cut it in front of you, but they only give you 2 pieces. 2 pieces. That's it. They only give you 2 pieces of the steak. That's EA with Be a Pro. That's EA with Be a Pro. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that kind of sucks, right? Like that sucks. They showed us the entire steak, and they only gave us 2 pieces of that giant steak. And I'm talking about a 10-inch ribeye, like triple A prime beef, like just go on full bougie with the steak. Put some like truffle salt on there, and maybe some black truffles on top. Maybe some little gold flakes, and then they only give us 2 slices of it. Right? That's the best analogy I can. Food analogies is the best I could probably do on this channel. I love food, so. But I think the tomato one works pretty well, because you're gonna dice up a tomato, and you're gonna throw it in, and they only give us 2 pieces of the tomato. That's it, which sucks. So, but anyways, April 1st. As of today, or as of this recording right now, it is April 1st. It is 12:10 currently. So, yeah, April Fool's Day, boys. Don't believe everything you see on the internet yesterday. Don't believe everything you see on the internet yesterday. Because today is April 2nd. So, anyways, third and final period. I think hopefully this year with Be a Pro or NHL 23, hopefully with NHL 23 they let us play a full year in Europe, and or give us some more tournaments with like with the women's league. Add the women's league to Be a Pro. Like, have us be able to play in the women's league and Be a Pro, and have like the women's teams in here. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of NHL or women's teams in professional hockey, but there's enough. I think there's enough to make a whole Be a Pro season out of. I think there's enough teams. But we just wait and see. We could put up our wish lists. We could say what we want in the game, ask for what we want in the game. But in reality, when it comes down to it, EA might say like, "Oh, we're really listening to the community and stuff like this." They're really not. Because if they actually listened to the community, they would have been would have been a lot more stuff in the game, and the game would have been a lot better, in my opinion, if they actually took the ideas from the community and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like there would have been a lot better stuff in the game and stuff like that. So that's just my opinion. I believe like they just gave us a half-baked features with this year's NHL 21's and NHL 22 Be a Pro. Like just the whole thing, just giving us a little bit and moving on, and not really explaining the actual details of that game or of the game mode and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like just gave us like, hey, you can play in Europe, and you asked the question like, hey, how long? Oh, can you play for more than a year, or like how long? You're like, EA's like, yep. You know what I mean? Like just like, just awful. And like I said in the beginning, like as soon as I seen that feature, as soon as I seen the feature of Europe playing in Europe, I was super excited. Like everyone was so happy to play in Europe. It was unbelievable. There was a lot of hype around it. A lot of people loved the idea, and then EA turns around and just slaps us right in the face like, hey, yeah, you only can play a tournament. Yeah, you only can play a tournament. That sucks. That really does suck. It really does. Oh, here we go. Oh, we went on the backhand. Remember, backhands don't really work in this game. I forgot. Backhands never really worked in this game. Or they didn't work for me. So, they didn't really work for me. Alright, where are we at? We're at 8 minutes. Come on, I gotta end this recording. I gotta play with my friends. 420. Blaze it. Alright. Alright, face off in our zone. I'm surprised actually my friends actually want to play this late. They usually don't want to play this late. Ooh, nice save. Alright, let's keep it going, boys. Let's keep it going. We know you want to keep it going, Vegas, because you know you don't... Oh, they almost scored on that one. Ooh, nice little saucer pass. I'll take it. Oh, there's the invite. There's the party invite. And there's the blurry part of the video. There's the blurry part. Alright, we got a minute and 49 seconds left here, boys. Come on, we can do it. And hold the puck for a minute and 49 seconds, right? It'll go down. It'll go down pretty quickly. But anyways, you guys can tell me in the comments below what is your favorite NHL game this far with NHL Week. What was your favorite? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button because I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. We're trying to get to 5K subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can help me get there by hitting that subscribe button, that will be wonderful. That will be awesome. We're going to the bench for the last 30 seconds of the game, and we're just going to skip ahead. Once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week. We only have one more to go, and NHL Week is done for another year or another year and a half, around there. But anyways, if you guys actually enjoyed this, make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't already. Like I said before, my name is Justin Prez. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.